No.
Yes and no.
Relatively, no.
No, I do not feel safe online for the reason that, whatever I post, whatever I say, and whatever I disclose on the internet will stay on the internet.
Yes, I do feel pretty safe because I would say a lot of it stems from me being precautious to the things I post or the things I do.
As of now, I do feel safe online.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I have.
Yes, I have.
I definitely have taken screenshots of somebody and distributed it, but I made sure that it's not somebody that's online, some people that I don't know. I made sure that the people that I share the screenshots with are people that are within my circle of friends.
Okay, so I'm ashamed to admit this, but yes, I have taken screenshots of personal conversations and distributed. But yeah, I'm not trying to condone anything, and it's wrong, so don't do it, kids.
The only justification to that, in my opinion, is when you encounter a certain information that it poses as a danger to a third party, or if you found a certain piece of information that could potentially turn somebody's life around or either save them from a certain state of danger.
Well, personally, I think if it is used as a proof to defend yourself in an argument or like in a misunderstanding, then I think that is useful. Screenshot is useful in that sense. But like if you use it to threaten someone, to shame someone, then that's when it goes wrong.
I personally don't think anything can justify a person screenshotting a private conversation to someone, because usually the people that screenshots it, for example me, even if I do it, it's for selfish reasons, for example like spilling the tea, saying gossip and stuff like that. But that's just the level that I would go to. I'm not sure if other people, what kind of level they would go for, but personally nothing justifies it. Even if it's for a good cause, you're still compromising someone's online privacy.
The screenshot feature can be used, to our advantage. So I feel like, how sometimes people might, send nasty messages and stuff. This screenshot feature can act as, a tool for evidence, I guess. So if you want to make a report or warn a person about this person, you can support your claim with that screenshot. And I feel like that's a really, really useful feature that can be used when dealing with these things. So there's that.
I would say probably when you're trying to prove a point or provide evidence against someone, a situation, or you're just trying to clear your name, then that does justify it.
I would not say that there's a necessity of justification, as the conversation is already in your possession. However, I do think that from a personal standpoint, it could be quite of a breach of trust, but I do not think it is wrong. Similar to an email, as someone has with consent sent out the messaging, so I would say that it is already on clause that it might be shared to a third party.
A little bit, yeah, if the person has bad intentions on the screenshot that he or she took.
Yeah, I would say to a certain extent it does violate people's privacy because they are called private accounts and private conversations for a reason.
Yes, I believe that online privacy is compromised because of this feature. I mean, let's look at the current situation right now. For example, revenge porn. I mean, we've all heard of this. So, yeah, most of this happened because of the existence of screen recording and screenshotting and stuff. And yeah, I feel like this is a big problem and a big threat to online privacy.
I actually think the screenshot function is very much more useful than just on conversations, and I do not think that the screenshot function is the reason for that. If anyone has malicious thoughts to use private conversations against each other or a second party, they could have already performed it online without necessarily using the screenshot function.
For me, it will not be compromised as long as you know what to share and you know who you're sharing it to. For instance, I trust the circle of friends that I have, and therefore I only share personal matters or personal interests with them so as to prevent from compromising myself in public or to somebody else.
Yes, I do think with the screenshot function, your online privacy may be compromised. But I think a screenshot function is just the small part of your online privacy being compromised. There are many other worse monsters out there. For example, Facebook and TikTok. You know, they can take everything that you post on that platform.
But I would say it's one of the catalysts in encouraging more unethical acts to be done online, especially. So it all goes back to human behavior. For instance, digital art, yes, it is a problem that's commonly happening today, whereby you share this sort of pattern to another person, then the person would always, copy or get inspirations from it. It all goes back to the human behavior of who shared it and what the intentions were.
In terms of like if you screenshot a person's work, for example, if you screenshot a person's art, a person's drawing, and then you post it on your Instagram without crediting the artist, then that's wrong. To screenshot a person's artwork at the first place is wrong. Unless you have the right or you have the permission from the artist to post, to repost, that kind of thing. But to do it, simply to do it just to post and without crediting them, then that's ethically wrong.
If it's for your personal use, where you're just screenshotting it for inspiration or for yourself to keep, or maybe to use it as your phone's wallpaper, then I think that's fine. But if you're like a business that's screenshotting it to copy of it or to just take advantage of a smaller creator's design and hard work, then I don't think that's ethical at all.
I don't think there is, I wouldn't use the word right or wrong because that is very objective. And when we talk about the screenshot function, it is very subjective because it all depends on what your intentions are, what the outcome would possibly be. So there is a way to see it, but it's not right or wrong. It's more of, is it unethical? Is it ethical?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good ways to utilize this screenshot function. Personally, for me, when I'm not screenshotting conversations, I tend to screenshot recipes, or if I come across an article online that shows all the good cafes in Malaysia, I would usually screenshot the ones that I think are really cool to remind myself later. I screenshot memes. I have a lot of memes on my phone. So yeah, there is definitely a good way of using a screenshot.
You could use it for referencing, you could use it to continue on a conversation, you could use it for keepsakes. But I do not think there's one particular right way.
So ethically, yeah, it is wrong. But it's so easy to use, you know. You know, instead of saying like, oh, I heard someone say this, but it's just a heard when there's no proof and fact. You get what I mean?
There's always a right way to use this stuff. I mean, as long as you're not violating a person's privacy or harming them.
It depends on the person really, if the person wants to use it for bad intentions or good intention.
The only thing to do is do your due diligence, I guess, like be careful who you trust, or you know, you can be safe by, you know, by being vigilant of what you post on the internet.
Knowing who you're talking to and knowing where the platform is. For instance, on Snapchat, you would know that somebody would screenshot your messages. So that's where you would be more aware of what you're talking about.
The only way to prevent your information not being screenshotted is to say it, type it. When the person read it and a minute later, just delete for everyone on WhatsApp, okay? Or just don't post anything online. That's how you won't get screenshotted. Don't post anything, don't say anything, don't record anything, don't type anything.
I think the only way to protect your privacy or to make sure that your conversation doesn't really get leaked out is by doing it the conventional way, which is through phone call. Because technically, if someone does record a phone call without your knowing, then it's illegal and you can sue them. So there you go.
Very much so, like anything we do online, I believe the responsibility lies in the sender themselves, as in what they put out to send out as conversation or content to be really well thought through and have no point in being used against them. As in this day and age, anything could be shared, and even if it is not shared through a screenshot, you could be hacked or private confidential information could be taken away by a second party or malicious bug.
Simply the law, I think, because the internet is so it's so wide and like out there, like only law I think can protect us.